So, we're halfway through August and the SSO team still has a lot of things in the works that we've been promised this year, which is almost a little bit strange considering how busy this time of year is. With 20 updates left to go and so much stuff still in the works, I think we can sit down and make a pretty accurate schedule for the rest of 2021. So let's do that. So first things first, let's go through the things we know for sure. Next week on August 18th, the Horses of Jorvik thing will return to give us some temporary races. On September 8th, we will get the updated American Paint Horse as mentioned by SSO on social media. After that, we know we will have the birthday event in September. This event has usually been held at the shift between September and October, which means that this year's event is probably gonna fall on September 29th. And then we have the Halloween event, which always lasts for 2 weeks, ending in the beginning of November. So that's gonna be 2 weeks of updates on October 20th and 27th. Similarly, we also have the winter event, which always drops first thing in December, so this year, December 1st. And then lastly, they always end the year with the New Year's update, so that's gonna be December 29th. So, this is what we're looking at now that is almost 100% set in stone. The next thing I want to do is add in the monthly horse updates. Other than the American Paint Horse, we don't know for sure what date these are scheduled for release, but we know that they give us one horse update a month and we can look back and see when they have released horses in the past. This is a very busy time of year in terms of events, so I've noticed that these horses usually come around the same time every year, which is around the middle of the month. So for October I put it on the 13th, and then I put November 17th and December 15th, which I can feel pretty confident about. So now that we got those filled in, I want to take a closer look at the rest of December. Because one thing we see every single year is that December is filled with winter festivities. Except for that one monthly horse, every December update is winter related, no exception. That means that we can confidently fill in the rest of December with winter updates. So, this is what we're looking at now. We've already got 12 of this year's remaining updates figured out and only 8 blank spaces left. And this is when the fun starts. From SSO's New Year's post alone, there are still a couple of things confirmed to be coming this year that we haven't gotten yet. One of those things is an update to the racing system. Now, some people are speculating that that has been scrapped, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna assume that that's just a rumor. I haven't seen any proof of that, and I think it's only been speculated because it haven't really been mentioned since the post. So that's one update. The second thing we know is that the Dark Riders are gonna see a return, both in terms of updated looks and new quests. This is probably gonna be in one update since I can't really imagine them updating the Dark Riders without, giving us any content with them. They can't be found anywhere in the game, so if they're gonna update them, we do need to have some kind of interactions with them as well. And then the last thing we're getting is of course the much anticipated player character updates. So we have 3 updates here that have been confirmed by the team, and they most likely fit into 3 of these 8 blank spaces. I wasn't really sure where to place these at first, because they could pretty much be all over the place. But then I realized that there has been a trend with the SSO team lately, and that is to tease upcoming content, especially if it's big. The racing update may not be hyped enough for them to tease it that much, but the character update in Dark Riders definitely are. So, we've seen them give a little teaser of Sabine, but they haven't really revealed any details yet. Meanwhile, there hasn't been a word on our character update, which is no doubt the most hyped up thing this year. If there is one thing they're gonna tease before release, it's the character update. So this suggests that the Dark Riders will definitely come before the character update. If we take into context the amount of teasers we have for other things such as the American Paint Horse and the birthday update, I am led to believe that the Dark Riders update will drop right after the birthday event. They probably also want to spread out the most exciting updates and make sure that they don't overshadow each other, so it makes sense for the character update to drop sometime in November. November always seems to have the most highlighted updates anyway. Probably because they want as much time as possible to make the content good, I guess. So I put the character update on November 24th. And then there's the racing update. In the blog post, they mention an upcoming milestone that they want to celebrate, but I'm not sure what that milestone is about. However, I've noticed that races are usually released following a horse update, probably to make us buy the horse so that we can train them in the new race. Whatever this milestone is about, I figured it has to involve some kind of race, so I decided to put this update for September 15th, following the American Paint Horse. So now we only have 5 spaces left, and we don't know what else they're working on. I went back and had a look at what they usually do this time of year and if they have some kind of pattern in their updates, but everything from this point on is mostly speculation. But this is what I'm thinking. Since they started updating existing areas, we've usually seen an update near the end of the year. The most recent updates we got was Silverglade Village on June 16th, and of course the new riding hall this week on August 11th. But there's still 4 months left of the year, so I do think we're gonna have another area update in November. There are also 2 possible events, if you can call it that, from last year that could return this fall. That would be the H&M Grand Prix and the Light Ride. The H&M Grand Prix was hosted for the first time in October last year, and they described it as the first ever show jumping Grand Prix, so it sounds like they want to repeat that. Since we've already filled up everything in October, I put this on November 3rd. The Light Ride also feels like something that could be repeated, since they label it as a Your Vegan tradition, and they seem to love trail rides anyway. However, the problem with this one is that it's part of the main story, so I'm not sure if they would include it as a yearly event. But for the sake of this video though, let's put it on September 22nd. I mean, you never know, and this is just speculation anyway. So 2 left, now what? Well, the team confirmed that the Fort Pinto Beach Festival won't be returning this year, so we know it's not that. But I think the SSO team has something up their sleeve as always. Throw in some new tech here, add a new feature there, and bring back that thing we did once. These are the kind of updates that some people are disappointed by, while others show great appreciation for what they get. But let's be honest, these are filler updates, and sometimes we will get them. That's just how things work when they update the game every single week. So I'm just gonna type that in for the last 2 remaining dates. This could be things such as new tech, new clothes, an updated game feature, maybe the limited return of something. The point is, when we haven't heard anything about it, it probably isn't anything big. So I don't really think that we will get any particularly interesting updates outside of what I've already mentioned. But anyway, this would be the final schedule based on my predictions. I put in some color coding to make it a little bit more organized based on how accurate they are. So the green ones are the ones who are pretty much 100% accurate and set in stone, and if anything, they can't be more than a week or so off. The yellow ones are confirmed to be coming, but the timing is only an estimate. And then the orange ones are probably filler updates, and the content and timing could definitely be different from what I put there. We'll soon have a new roadmap for the next month, so I'm really excited to see how accurate my predictions are. I'd love to hear what you think about this and what kind of predictions you have, if you think differently from me and all of that. So make sure to leave your thoughts down below. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you did, I'll see you around. Bye!